Citizens, we are just leaving Lorville. I packed a little bit of food into my ship. I remembered to put on my helmet since I'd taken it off last time. We are going to go... Originally, I was thinking we would go to Cousin Crow's, but I think we're going to start out going to Microtech. I haven't been there in a super long time. Doesn't let me set the route while I am still in the station. Kind of makes sense, I guess. We're going to head into space. We're going to head to Microtech. We made over 1 million UEC in the last video by hand mining, which sounds a lot easier than it actually was, but we are now good to go, and we're just gonna leave Lorville now. I'm gonna try to make a nice... What would be a good there? That looks kind of cool. Flying out through the clouds. We're gonna leave Lorville, we're gonna head into space, and from space we are going to head over to Microtech. We're going to check out what's for sale there. I know I can upgrade some coolers there. Maybe we'll get some guns. We are back in the original Aurora, not the loaner from the STV, but the Foundation Fest. This is the one you can win in the contest. This exact ship. You'll be getting possession of the ship. Once I give that away, I'm no longer going to have access to this awesome Foundation Fest paint. It will be yours as part of the package. Only available by buying this Aurora Starter Pack. So this Aurora Starter Pack comes with the Aurora Mar, some starting money, a little bit of insurance, and more importantly, the game download. That's a horrible view. You're staring at the sun. The game download, meaning if you do not have a copy of Star Citizen, you need it to play the game. With this game package, you got it. So you can play the game, you can take part. It'll cost you absolutely nothing. All you're going to have to do is I'm going to ask a question later on in this video. It'll be highlighted in yellow on the screen, makes it easy for you to find. Just answer the question in the comment of the video below. I'm going to choose one of the videos from the series at random. From there, I'm going to choose a random comment. As long as you answer that question and you are a subscriber, by the time of the end of this contest, you're good to go. On top of that, I'm going to also be choosing another video and another comment question, and I'm going to be giving away a suit of armor with a rifle, one of the ones that were given away 2 game packages from the events of the Foundation Fest. So it's going to be awesome. I am well into space now. I don't know why I didn't stop earlier. I need to get about 9,000 altitude, and I'm at about 67 now. So we can slow down. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to... Can I set a route now? I can. Perfect. We're going to point ourselves in this direction. We're going to go fly around the planet. We've got to go to orbital marker 1, and then we're going to head to New Babbage. Going to get ourselves some upgrades. So we've been using the... Why did I say upgrades? Upgrades. We've been using the Aurora stock. We haven't really been doing a lot of Aurora flying as far as combat or as far as racing or something. So I figured why not do a few upgrades first, and then once that's done, we can try doing something a little bit more. Doing something like a bounty, maybe racing. Maybe that's what I'll do next time, is try the racing. I've done very small amounts of racing, but it is something kind of fun to do. So my plan is to go to Microtech. I'm going to talk about some of the upgrades and why I'm upgrading there. Then we're going to go from Microtech back to Crusader. We're going to go to Cousin Crow's there, do a few upgrades there. I don't know if I'm going to go anywhere else. I don't know if I'm going to go to ArcCorp. We've already been there, so you've seen what that looks like. Maybe we'll head back to Lorville and do some racing there. Maybe what I'll do is we'll do 2 types of racing. Maybe we'll do a little bit of PTV racing in Orison, and then some spaceship racing in Lorville. That might be the next video after this one. So I'm going to jump ahead. No need to see me flying through here. This one's going to be a short, quick video, just talking about upgrades to ship, how to upgrade ships, what things you should be looking for, and why you would upgrade some ships. Currently, how the game works is that once I put my upgrades on my ship, they're there, meaning if my ship is destroyed or if it's left somewhere else and I claim it, I will have those upgrades. I don't think really too many things disappear as far as upgrades go. There has been issues before, not with this particular ship, but with a prospector. If you accidentally ram your mining head off the ship and it pops off and you don't stick it back on, when you claim your ship, it's missing again. Luckily, if you take a salvage claim, you can go grab mining heads off other ships and stick them on yours. So that's a good way to get some mining heads and not have to pay for them. You can also upgrade, kind of a side tangent here, you can upgrade your prospector to hold more by just putting the saddlebags from an Argo Mole on it. Speaking of ships, the ship showdown's going on right now, and I've actually been pretty happy with how the ship showdown's been going on. Overall, you might lose a little bit of game audio because I'm heading over to check out the website now so I can talk about the ships. It's been going on pretty good. Unlike last year, I can't really say I have complaints with any of the ships right now. Currently, there is the time of this recording, it's the Constellation and Cutlass. I'm expecting it's going to be close. Then it's going to be 400i and 600i. That one I'm also expecting to be really close. I'm hoping for the 600i on that one, but I mean, really, it's going to be up against, honestly, I think the Cutter, and it's going to lose to that. But I think it's a better ship than 400i personally. But how these are going on, I talked about this earlier. The Fury and Arrow I didn't really care about, but I think I voted Fury. The Arrow ended up winning. Scorpius and Redeemer, I voted Redeemer. That one ended up winning. Again, I didn't really have much invested in those two. Reclaimer and Vulture, I really wanted the Vulture to win, and I believe it did, so that is good. Terrapin and Carrick, honestly, I was happy with the Terrapin winning. It's not a big surprise. Enough people are getting annoyed with the Carrick that I could see a lot of those votes came just because they didn't want the Carrick to win. Same with Corsair and Mercury. The Corsair won, and I think a lot of those votes because people don't want the Mercury to win. Although, Corsair is a great ship. I would say neither the Corsair or Mercury are the best ships ever. As much as I love the Mercury, and the short amount of time I've been in the Corsair, I've liked the Corsair, except for how it flies. I have not liked its flight characteristics at all, but some of the design, I really like it. It is a newer ship. It's got a lot of cool new designs. And the Mercury, I mean, some of the design is kind of weird, and a lot of the functionality isn't there, where the Corsair's functionality is just to shoot things, so it's doing well. I don't know. I think it's a lot better than Mercury versus Argo, which I think the Mercury should have won. A lot of people will still complain about that. A lot of people will still tell me I'm wrong about that, and that the Argo should have won. I don't see the reasoning behind that. And the reasoning of just because the Mercury has paints doesn't really make sense to me. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something. I'm going to probably stir the hornets just a little bit. I'm going to put a post on Spectrum that talks about how I think it's good that the Corsair won, because at least the Mercury lost to a ship that I think beat it fair and square. And how many people do you think are just going to jump on that that post just to insult the Mercury? I'd say 60%. We're going to try that out. Maybe I'll come up with a good title for it to get people to just complain without even reading my post. We're going to see if that's happened, because I am bored. While we fly, that's what happens. When I'm bored when I fly, I start going around Spectrum. Yeah, I'll do that now. And by the time I've posted that, we'll be at Microtech. Look at that timing. Post made, and we are arriving at Microtech. So I made a post. I titled it in a way that I'm sure is going to get a bunch of people to read it without really reading it, which I did. I titled it as the MSR deserved to win. I kind of put deserved, past tense, because in the past I think it deserved to win. Doesn't deserve a win. There are awesome ships now. I'm hoping for the Vulture and Cutter. Those are two ships that I'm hoping at least get into the top 4. But I said a couple of years ago, the MSR deserved a win and lost the MPUV meme that it was a sad joke that robbed a great ship. This year it lost to Corsair. This is much better, and I agree, it is definitely much better. If it's going to lose round 1, at least it lost to a ship that, although I didn't vote for, I can at least get behind as being a ship that was at least equal to the Star Runner. And I agree with that. They're both equal. I wouldn't say they're both awesome. I don't think either one definitely needs to win. But let's see how many people respond to that. This is what happens when I get bored. So, yeah, by the time I edit this, we'll see. I actually am going to be surprised if this doesn't devolve into enough arguments that the the thread gets taken down. Where am I aiming? Where is the city? There it is. I think I pointed out this before, but the cities are shaped, like you can see, like these are shaped kind of like hexagons. The cities are shaped kind of like home plate. Makes it easy to find, unless you're just kind of talking, spinning around. Anyways, yep. So if you think the MSR deserved to win, you can let me know. If you think that I'm ridiculous by thinking that it deserved to win, and we're talking about versus the MPUV, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also, don't worry, I will read all my comments, even though I will disagree with you. I'll say it's not that the MPUV. Well, I shouldn't say. I was about to say it's not that the MPUV is not a great ship, but it's not. It's not a great ship at all. If it was, at least you'd see it used for anything. But it's the lack of a jump drive, the lack of really usability. Maybe with cargo refractor one day it'll become better, but there was no reason to have the MPUV as a vote. Where is the city? There it is. So in the city, if you've ever been here before, what I'm doing is I'm heading towards... oh, they don't show up in here. If you look here, why doesn't it show up? Oh, is this because I was looking in the wrong direction? See those lights here? I'll put them right kind of just above the ship here. Those collection of red lights. Those are what we're heading for. That is the space station. This is the city. There's like an ice lake in the center. If people are saying they're having a ship show where people are just getting together and showing off their ships, usually it's at the ice lake if they're having it here. There's also a location to land at right outside the city that you can run in and buy things, and then there's a space station. So if you want to go request a landing at the space station, you go there. I was considering just going and landing outside the city and running in because it's quicker, but I want to upgrade the ship. So because of the fact I want to upgrade the ship, I'm going to have to actually land in the space station. So I'm going to fly over to the space station here. I'm going to land. There was an issue before. I haven't actually been here in a while. So there used to be an issue where you crest the landing too far out, it wouldn't show up until you got really close to the station. So I'm going to... I'm just going to head there a lot closer before I request a landing. So it says right from now that I can request. It says please contact ATC. I'm going to wait till I'm closer, and from there I'm going to request. And you either land by going into the front here, right in the front of this building, or on top, depending if you have a top-down, which tends to be the larger ships. Like if you're flying something like even an MSR or a Constellation or Hercules or an 890, you tend to land from the top. A small ship like this, I have a feeling there's a better chance that I'm going to get a request to land in the front. Although I've been given some of these huge giant hangars right at the top there as a place to land. One of those ones where you land your ship in the center and then you got to run for 2 minutes just to get to the edge. So we'll see from now. Will it show up from this distance away? No. See, it says go to the assigned landing bay, and I don't see it. So let's get closer and hope that it pops up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so something kind of weird about this station. I've had that happen quite a bit. I think Orson kind of does the same, but ever since they greatly reduced the distance that you arrive in Orson, so you don't actually have to fly through the atmosphere anymore, you arrive a lot quicker and you're able to find your place. But here, this one, if it doesn't show up, don't request a second time, because a lot of times that will lead to issues where you're given a landing pad and then when you go to land on it, it says you're trespassing or you're blocking a landing zone. So just request once and try to get close, and hopefully that works. Or get close before you request. So we're going to go in here. We're going to land in here. Now this is a nice station, so we're actually going to do a little quick tour of the station. Oh, why did I not... I think in my last video I talked about how, even though I wasn't originally planning to land, I was getting in the habit of putting my landing gear down. And then what do? I don't put it down, and I rub my ship's belly on the ground. First things first, before I forget. And I was so glad that I noticed I was wearing no helmet. Although it wasn't my backpack, so it's always a good idea if you have a backpack, put your helmet in there. That way, if you forget your helmet, at least you're not stranded without a helmet. I'm going to put these drinks in New Babbage. That's why I brought them with me. I don't think I have anything in here. No. I brought them with me so that I'd have a few drinks here if I'm ever getting thirsty. I just don't like the idea of buying drinks when I could just find my own, loot them, and bring them. So, gonna go in here. We're gonna leave this area. I don't know what this person's doing here. It's nice to know wrench technology hasn't changed. You know, some tools just work. I don't really see somebody replacing the hammer with something better. Wait a minute. Nail guns. Anyways, I still like the fact that they have wrenches. Alright. We're going to drop this off. Now, if you're looking for a ground vehicle, like if you look here, my MRs are here. Those are just my spaceships. If I want my ground vehicle, go up these stairs. And this will get you onto the ice lake down below these elevators. But looking here, this is where the STV is. That's the STV there. So that exists. We can look at the city out these windows. So we're going to take the tram line, which is the subway. Not really a subway, it's on ground. This is the metro loop here. Kind of goes around. So you'd come out on the ground vehicles and you could drive across to the city and get back in there. So if the train's ever broken and you have access to a land vehicle, you can always take it out and drive it to the spaceport, which is kind of handy. And as long as the elevators aren't also broken, you can then get by. Now we have some seating area here. You can buy yourself a little toy plushie. We have different Picos here, Snowboard Pico and just kind of Happy Smiley Pico. We have some food and drinks to buy here. If you're looking for... can I jump this? Yeah! If you're looking for the gift packages during Luminalia, a lot of times I find them back here. But we're going to go down to the metro loop. And we're going to head to... Is it called the Commons? It's been so long since I'm here. I'm just going to look at the map. You don't have to see me making my way to the stores. Instead... Why are we going... Oh, it's just this way. It's going up and then down. These elevators bring us to the metro loop. And then we'll look at the map, and then I'm going to go find myself some stores. These staircases bring us up to the Commons. Now, I very rarely visit Microtech. I know a lot of people love this city, but I really don't come here that often, so I'm not really sure where I'm going all the time. So we're going to do a little bit of a search together. Some people here just enjoying this workout place to stand and stare in one direction. Now, I do know that the promenade is where Wally's bar is. It is a cool location. There's like, I think, is this the climbing wall or is that the other direction? There's a climbing wall here, which I don't think you can use. I could try that, but we're going to head this way. We don't want to go towards promenade. We want to go to the Commons, the plaza. The plaza's this way. Two places that I'm looking for here. One is Center Mass, and the other one is... I can't remember what it's called now, but there is another location. Center Mass will do the ship guns, and then there's a place to sell ship components. Now, I'll know both of them. I don't think it's Omega Pro, but we're going to quickly look through here. Services, Omega Pro. Maybe it is Omega Pro? Let's go look. So if you are looking to sell goods, like an admin terminal, I believe that's what's in here. We'll just take a quick look inside. Yeah, so those are your like admin terminals. There is a way to get from here outside, so you can land your ship just outside, and then get yourself access to those terminals. So if you're shipping, it's actually a lot quicker, although you're leaving your ship unprotected. Now, Mega Pro maybe is where I'm trying to get to. Let's look in here. Yes. So we're looking at ship components here. Basically, maybe I'll look at coolers. Now, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to hit F1 here. We're going to look at Vehicle Loadout Manager. Select Aurora. And we look here under Systems. We have our Hydrocell cooler. We have two of those. Power plant, we got the Roughneck. Quantum drive, we have the EOS. Shield generator, we have two bulwarks. We don't care about paints. And vehicle weapons, we got our missile racks here. And then if you'll notice, stock, Wait, right wing empty, left wing empty. We can add more weapons. So this ship with stock comes with 2 weapons. You can actually have 4 weapons, size 1, equipped onto this. So that's what we're going to do. Maybe look at some of the weapons other than this. Maybe look at some of the missiles. But we're going to look at ship systems first. So I'm going to go find the kiosk. We're going to look at those systems. So at the kiosk here at Omega Pro, we're going to look at both shields and coolers at this location. So if we look at our stock shields and coolers for the Aurora MR, first things first, we have the 2 hydrocell, which we want something that's a little bit faster so it's able to provide cooling a lot quicker. So I would upgrade those right away. The shield generators, the bulwarks, are really not that bad, but there is quite a bit you can do by upgrading the shields. So out of the 2, I'd say the shields are alright, but you could get them better. But the cooler, we're definitely going to get something a bit better than those hydrocells. So we're going to see what we have here. Let's start with replacing those coolers. So we're going to go, oh, that's utility. We want systems, coolers. We have Zero Rush, which are pretty good. I'd say those, I haven't really used the Eco Flow, and that seems pretty expensive there. But the Ultra Flow is quite good. I would maybe go with a couple Zero Rush if your budget is a bit limited. You can also mix and match. I like the idea of getting one of these Zero Rush and one of these Ultra Flow. Kind of mix those 2 together, and that's going to give us a lot quicker response time for the cooling. One of those will give you a lot quicker, and one will give you more storage of cooling to draw on at a slower rate. So adding those together is going to be awesome. Now we can apply those right away. All we need to do is go back into our ship select our Aurora. We're going to go systems, and we have shield here, not shield, sorry, cooler here. We have the Ultra Flow, we're going to equip that, and we're going to have this one, we're going to go Zero Rush, and save changes, and that should then show us that we have 2. Why are they showing 2 in use? That's kind of odd. Let's kind of go out of this and back in. Maybe that's a little bit of just an issue with how they're calculating ownership of items, because I have switched these around now. So if you go back to systems, hydrocell, Ultra Flow, so it's showing now we have the hydrocell, we have 2 available. Ultra Flow, 1 is in use, Zero Rush is 1 in use. These are only at this location. So once I fly away, these 2 hydrocell are going to be left behind. Unless I put them in my ship, they're going to be left behind in the local inventory. So you can see here they are right there. So we'll have to move those around. Eventually, they're going to be a larger physical component. I'm assuming you're going to have to move them with using some sort of tractor beam. But right now, you can just drag them out of one inventory into another if they can fit. You can see right now it doesn't fit. Size-wise, these are quite big, 84,000 SU, so they're pretty big. I don't even know if I can fit those in the Aurora to move them around. And you can't physically drop them on the ground and move them yet. Eventually, you're going to get boxes like this. So something like this, you're going to be grabbing this and moving this around. And they're going to be a lot easier in a way to move because you can just store them and stack them into a grid. So now that we have new coolers, we're going to look at our shields. Now, like I said, shields are pretty good in the MR. You really don't need to upgrade them, but let's see, what do we have here that I would upgrade these to? Some of these, I'd say the Concorde is not a bad shield. Now, if I click on this here, you can see size 1, grade A. These are pretty good. I would maybe... I think these are about equal to the FR66, which I don't see here. So I'm going to actually get 2 of these. And I'm going to put these onto... Now, if I actually wanted to buy 2, what I could do is click this, click buy, and select 2. I've already bought one, so I don't need to do that now. But you could buy 2 at once. But buying 2 things, sometimes hitting quick buy twice is easy enough. So that's it for these. I'll install those shields before I forget, because there's a good chance of me... Why did I hit that button? Not I, but F1. Because there's a good chance I'll fly away and forget to do something. So it's always good each time to upgrade them. So we're going to go shield, put a Concorde in there, shield, put a Concorde in there. Save changes. You got to hit save and now those are installed. I'm now going to go try to find center mass. We're going to get some more guns. We don't need to upgrade the guns. The guns we have are awesome, but the fact that we have twice as many spots to mount guns as we do have guns mounted, why not use those guns? So I'm going to find center mass. We're going to go locate that. It's somewhere here in the commons, and we're going to go buy those guns. So I'm going to go look at what's available, and we'll have a little bit of talk about those. At the same time, I do have a question that I will ask you guys. One that might help win this ship package. Center mass this way. Let's go. Where is protection services? No. Center mass this way. We'll find it. Here we are. It's a nice globe. I do like this. I would love if you could like zoom in and see some little outposts that are up on that. To kind of find your way around. Maybe a way to find caves that are kind of hidden. In center mass here, well, these are cool looking guns. What are these? NB803 repeaters. Alright, we're going to go look at the kiosk. I'm going to actually kind of just know what I'm going to buy. I like the Badgers. So, vehicle weapons, guns. So we have the different weapons here to look at, and I like the bulldogs. Those are what are already on here. So do they sell them here? Maybe. Let's go down. How about if I just type in bulldog? There we go. I like these. They're not expensive, but they get the job done. And the reason why I like these is because they're energy based. They take power from your power plant, and they shoot. So you have infinite bullets as long as you have power to your ship systems. There's also the yellow jacket. There you go. The GT 210 Gatling. Now this is a pretty awesome gun. This has a lot of power to it as well. Also a lot of ammunition. I think about 500 rounds per gun. But you have to keep reloading this gun once you use it up. Gatling guns or physical bullet guns do more damage than things like the Bulldog. However, you need to put your ammunition back into your ship. If you run out, you have no means of defense. Having these with the Bulldogs isn't bad because you can still use the Bulldogs once you run out of ammunition. I'm just not a fan of having to reload, and so that's going to be a question that I'm asking right now. Question for the video. Do you avoid using guns with physical ammunition, or do you think the trade-off of having more damage is worth it? A good example would be looking at things like the Ares Ion and the Inferno. One of those is using energy. One of them is a Gatling gun, and this is another Gatling gun here. But I think I'm going to go with the Bulldog. So we're going to get 2 of those. I'll buy 2 correctly this time. So we're going to buy them. Buy. Also, because it's size 1, let's just go with miscellaneous. And I think I can get them here. Nope, that's not where it is. Maybe it is under weapons. You should be able to get gimbals. There you go. So I would get the Veripuck size 1 gimbal mount. The reason why, normally, if you have like a size 2 and you put a gimbal on there, you can then put a size 1 gun on there. And that gimbal mount allows a little more aim assist. The guns will move with your ship a little bit better. But using the size 1 gimbal mount is totally fine on the size 1. You're not going down a gun size. So we're going to get 2 of those as well. And we're going to now apply all those guns. And so I don't see really a downside for getting gimbals. You can lock them if you want, but you might as well have them on your ship. So now we have our ship here. It already has Bulldogs, but we're now going to go and add 2 more. So you look here, we have, where is it? Right here. We already have a gimbal mount and the Bulldog repeater on the right wing. We're going to put another gimbal mount, and how do I do that? Save changes, and then Bulldog? How do I do this? Yeah, there we go. We made the train. Somehow, it didn't pull away without us. Let's take a look real quick. We go to our ship here, and we will see that we have upgraded our systems. Our coolers are upgraded. Our shields are upgraded. Vehicle weapons, you can see we now have 4 gimbal mounts and 4 bulldog repeaters. So we have doubled our firepower on this ship. Now looking back at systems here, we haven't really upgraded the power plant and we haven't upgraded the quantum drive. So for those, I'm going to head to a new location. We're going to get into the airport, into the spaceport, and we're going to go from Microtech here over to Crusader. We're going to find a place called Cousin Crow's. I'm going to look there and see what they have. I think they might have the power plant I want, but they definitely have an upgraded quantum drive that I want. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the spaceport, and from there, I'm going to take off and fly to Orson. As we wait for our jump drive to cool down, let's just look at this cool looking planet. What a beautiful gas giant. We are over. We're going to go to the city of Orson, which is right down here. As we go there, I'll talk a little bit about what I've been up to between Microtech and here. I did try to put the coolers and shields into the ship inventory to see if that was possible. They are too big to fit in the inventory of the Aurora, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because they aren't really that massive. So I think the sizing on those is wrong. That's alright though, because I stopped off on a moon on the way here to grab a little bit of fuel and a little bit of loot. Got myself some food and some multi-tool parts, and I'm going to drop those off in the local inventory here. That way, the next time I visit Orson, not Orion, and I need to have something to drink. I don't have to buy it. I've got it there. You can see I'm at 51% on my my protein, so I'm gonna have to eat something anyway. So I'm sure I got some food in that loot, or at least some crews, which will give me the food. So as we come into the planet here, we're gonna see Orson coming into view. It is an awesome looking floating city, actually a series of floating platforms that make up the city. So there they are through the clouds here. So the habitable area is down in the clouds here. Now, you used to drive, or fly I should say, a lot farther away from this location before you arrived, and it was a little bit harder to find your way around, but now that you arrive so close, it's a lot easier. So we're looking around here. We want to find the spaceport. What I do to find the spaceport is I'm looking for a particular shape, which I've gotten used to, which is right in front of us here. If I zoom in, you can see here this shape. It's got the center, and it's got these spider-like arms coming out of it. When you're closer, or at the nighttime, there's red lights on there that are flashing that make it a lot easier. But if I go from above here, you can see the shape of it a little bit better. In fact, what I'll do is maybe I'll fly above it directly, and then once we're right above it, I will look down on it and show you the shape, so you can see what you're looking for and know what the spaceport looks like. So we arrived really close, and we're able to find it quite easily. So if you'll notice, up in the corner also, I have all my guns ready to go if we need to fight. We'll do some fighting later. Now, even though I did get some fuel, you can see it was quite a bit of fuel to go between Microtech and Orson and Crusader here. Now, when Pyro comes out, that's going to be a bigger issue. You're going to have to make a lot of smaller jumps between locations because of the size difference between the locations of each planet and each base. Maybe do some ship-to-ship refueling. Those are all going to be kind of required. So looking here, we can kind of see the shape that we're going for here. Again, kind of like a little spider. It's got like these arms coming off it with the central hub. The central hub is where we want to go. So we're going to head straight down now at it. And we're going to aim for this section here. We may get assigned a landing pad in one of these edges here, but normally I get a assigned landing right in the center. So use shift, speed up our approach a little bit because we are not going quite fast enough, although that shift doesn't really give us a lot of extra speed here. In a thicker atmosphere like this, we're only going about 200 meters per second for our maximum velocity. Still quite fast, so once you get closer, make sure you don't plow into anything. I'm going to hit N to lower landing gear because currently that's not going to affect the controllability of our ship. Its flight characteristics aren't changed at all by having the landing gear down. I'm going to fly a little bit closer. Once we get in range, you can see here, right over here, the, actually I'll do it this way so you can see it. Landing services has shown up. 7.5, 7.0, 6.9. We're getting about 6.5 kilometers away now. That will help you if you're kind of lost. Start flying around until that number gets smaller once you're in range, and that will bring you to the spaceport. Once we get about 2,000 away, it should ask us to request a landing. So we're at 3,000 now, 2,500, about 2,000, and if I hit to request a landing, and we are going underneath this green section here, and here we are. Now it's opening up, and we'll fly in and land. Come on, doors. Is that all they open? I thought they opened more. Maybe they do. This is a pretty big hangar. Oh, they do open more. I just was too impatient. Alright, we're going to land here. And before we leave our ship, I'm going to transfer all the inventory I have here out into the local inventory. That way, next time I visit, I will have all this stuff here at Orson. Lots of things to drink, some food to eat. We can do that right now. Since we need some food, we'll eat a delicious wrapper and all granola bar while we get to the elevators. We're gonna go store our ship, and then we are not going to head to the main shopping district. We do not want to go to I can't remember what it's called. Vision Center? Maybe? We'll look here in a second. We'll kind of see what we need to, where we need to go to. Vision Center is not where we want to go. We want to go to Providence, but we're going to store our MR. It is stored. I realize I'm starting to talk louder. You can check out the racing later, some buggy racing. I'm talking louder because the opera music is very epic but very loud here. We're here at the spaceport looking over the city. We're going to take a shuttle to one of these other platforms here. You can't just fly yourself over there to the shuttle. Some of them you can, some of them you can land on, but to Providence we have to take one of the shuttles. Same with the main center. Those are lockers that we don't need to use yet. We're going to go down underneath the spaceport to the shuttle station. And we're going to find Providence. Now there's 3 shuttles that I know of from here. There's the one to the main shopping area and hospital and Habs. There's the one to the expo center. And we have Providence. So there's Providence there. That's where we want to go. Cloudview is like the expo center and where the racing is. We have the tourism platform, which I do not believe operates yet. And then we have this one here, which gets you to Vision Center, which is where the Habs are and where the shopping is. Now here's the shuttle we want. Did I miss it? Oh, I just missed it because I was running around. That's all right. 41 seconds. We're going to arrive at Providence, and we're going to make our way to Cousin Crow's. Here we are at Providence platform. The spaceport is just over there, so we didn't have very far to go. If you've never been to Providence before and you're trying to find Cousin Crow's, it might be kind of hard to find because it is a little bit of a labyrinth to find your way around this platform. Once you come up these stairs here, you got the Discovery Center, which shows you some ships being produced. We want to go this way. We're going to go up through here. This is where the admin terminals are, so if you're trying to sell goods that are not in the trade district, this is where you can sell them here. Coming through here on the other side and through here, Cousin Crow's is this way. And we want to go down these stairs right here. I think there's normally a sign here. It doesn't seem to be showing up at the moment, but that's alright. We're going to go around this corner. Cousin Crows. Easy peasy to find once you know where to look. We're going to go in here. You can see they're working on a ship here. They got another ship they're working on down there. So this is more like a tuning shop to kind of like to beef up your ship. So we're going to go and we're going to upgrade here at these terminals some items. So the things we're going to look at here, when I choose the ship again, we've got the coolers upgraded, we've got the shields upgraded. We're going to upgrade the quantum drive and the power plant. So I'm going to look through these and then I'm going to show you which ones I bought and talk a little bit about why I bought those ones. So one drive that is awesome is the XL1. Unfortunately, that is a size 2. We cannot use that here. That goes into a much bigger ship. But if you have something like a Star Runner, get the XL2. Now, there are a few ones here. I'm going to show you real quick. They've got the VK00. This one is fast. Unfortunately, the range isn't there, so I wouldn't go with that. I wanted something with a lot of range so it can be flying around. I really don't care about how long it takes me to get there. So the Voyage is good because it's going to take me a long distance. It's got quite a long range on there. So I'm going to buy that. Got it. And then we're going to look at power plants. Now, power plants, easy choice here. Out of all the ones here, I'm getting myself the JS300. This power plant is great. It's going to give you a really quick request time, so you're getting the power that you need quicker, about more than double what you were getting with the stock roughneck drive. This is going to be awesome, especially with those extra repeaters. You're going to have a lot of power going to those guns. So we're going to get the JS300 here, put that in there. Going to buy that. Going to put both those in there, and then that is it. Our upgrades are complete. So that is it for this episode. Once I put those in there, we've upgraded our ship. Next episode, I haven't decided. I'm originally thinking now that we have an upgraded ship, I can maybe do a little bit of combat. I might put that off for one episode because we are in Orson. Why not check out the racetracks? Why not do something that doesn't require the ship that you have? Because, you know, I've been showing you all the stuff you can do with the MR, but we'll do maybe a little bit of buggy racing, and then we're going to head back to Lorville, and we're going to actually use our ship, upgraded ship, and we're going to try a little bit of flying around the racetrack there and doing a little bit of ship racing. So those will be maybe what the next episode will be about, and then after that, I've had some requests for combat. We're going to do a little bit of combat with the ship now that it's got extra guns. So first things first, before I forget, put in that, save changes, and we are good to go. Upgraded ship, fully upgraded, and look at, we still have 1.3 million UEC left because of that massive hand mining profit we made before. But we're going to make some more money next episode. We've only spent this. Now we're going to make money using our ship. We're going to do maybe some racing, and after that, maybe some bounties. So until next time, good luck, everyone, and I hope to see everyone soon in the verse. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.